Hello, comic community central and comic book fans alike. This is me, Spider Slayer, welcoming you to the second episode of the new number ones. And this month's coming up number ones will be for the month of March. And this month we have plenty of them. We have about, I don't know, maybe around 18 or so new number ones from the different comic companies out there. I found as many as I can. If I'm missing one, I apologize. But again, this is for the month of March, and we're about a week away of that. So if you guys are interested in putting these books on hold so you don't miss out on the new number ones, then hopefully this video will help you out. So otherwise, let's get started, shall we? All right, here we go. All right, guys, the first number one is from Dark Horse, and this comic is named Rangemore. Obviously, issue number one. The writer is Jane Stamad. Artist is Richard Corbin, and the cover artist is also by Richard Corbin. It's a horror comic, and the release date for this book will be March 21st. It's about 32 pages, and the price is $3.50. So it's not a $2.99 book. It's not a $3.99 book, but it is a $3.50 book. Basically, what this book is in a nutshell, he's a living castle, and he changes and on his own will, and he changes powers, and he makes rooms, and so he's like a living castle, and the servants aren't human, and the secrets behind him is very horrific. So if you're interested in Rangemore, go ahead and put him on your pull list so you don't miss out. It could be the next big thing. So again, from Dark Horse, Rangemore number one. Next we have from Dark Horse is County Horror number one. So this is actually a long title. Here, I'll give it to you now. It's BPRD Hell on Earth, the Pickens County Horror number one. And the cover here is the Becken Clooney cover. It's actually from the pages of Hellboy. It's supposedly a very horror-driven comic book. The world goes to hell, and I really don't know too much about this book, but the writers here, the writer is Mike Mignola, Scott Alley, the artist is Jason Latour, and the colorist is Dave Stewart, and the cover artist is Becky Cloonan. This book will be released in March 28th, and price point is $3.50. A lot of horror books coming out these days, and seriously, it's crazy how dark comics have gotten over the years. But I guess that's just the genre that people are looking forward to these days. So that's Dark Horse. They have that's the only ones that they have out. I also could not find anything from Boom Studios, Dynamite, and IDW. I did not see any new number ones. So if you guys do know of any other number ones, just let me know, and so I have an idea of what's going on. But when I went on their websites, I couldn't find them. Some number one books are harder to find than others on their sites, but this was Dark Horse that I found. So next we will be moving on to Image Comics. Okay, so from Image now we have a weird looking book here with some dude and some horns. I don't think I'll be checking this book out, but maybe you guys might be interested in it. Who knows? It could be the next big thing like Spider-Man or Walking Dead or Chew or something like that. I don't know. I doubt it. But this is Saga issue number one. It is actually a double-sized issue. So for $2.99, you get twice as many pages. So I guess you can't complain about that. The release date on this particular book is March 14th, 2012. So I don't know, pretty interesting here. You got a man with horns who looks like is delivering a baby, and the baby's got horns. So I don't know. This is kind of weird, and I don't know what to say about this book, but you know, all I'm saying is that, yeah, if you're interested, go out and buy it. I don't think I'm going to. So that one is Saga issue number 1. Alrighty, so we have here another one from Image is Rebel Blood issue 1. This is a mini series. This is another zombie-like apocalypse type of book. This book will be released in March 28th, and the price point on this book is $3.50. Basically, what this book is about is, I think it's some kind of ranger who's trying to invade the first wave of this zombie apocalypse. But not only is the people infected with this zombie type of disease, but the animals are as well. And I think that's what makes it different from every other zombie book out there. The writer and the artist here is Riley Rosmo, and I don't know, it kind of looks pretty intense and gruesome at the same time. So if you're into minis, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, but I'm more into ongoings. This might be a book, and if you're also into zombie apocalypses and things like that, and another horror book here that I'm developing a trend here, then you might want to check this out from Image. So again, this book is called Rebel Blood, 1 of 4. Okay, guys? So we're going to move on here, and we're going to go on to our next one, which is, okay, the next one here by Image is the Manhattan Projects. This one looks quite interesting, to tell you the truth. The author is Jonathan Hickman, so a lot of us are familiar with him. And the cover here is done by Victor Calavia, whatever. And the art inside the book is Nick Patera. So basically, this book is being released on March 7th, and the price point is $3.50. And basically, based off of reading the description, it's about an atomic bomb. And I'm doing some research as I'm going here, so bear with me. And it is an ongoing series. And so, yeah, it says, what if the research and development department was created to produce the first atomic bomb, and was a front for a series of other more unusual programs. So, and it says, what if the union of a generation's brightest minds was not a signal for optimism, but for foreboding? And what if everything went wrong? So again, this is done by Jonathan Hickman, and a new artist. His name is Nick Patera, and it looks pretty interesting. I like the cover, and it is an ongoing series, like I said. So if you guys are interested in this one, you might want to give it a try. Again, I love the cover, and I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully it's good. It's an ongoing. So a lot of ongoing things by Image has been going very successful lately. So, all right, we're going to move on. Here we go. All right, our next big release here is Images number 0. And it is actually called Hoax Hunters. And this comic is $2.99. It is released on Wednesday, March 21st. And the story is written by Michael Morisi, Steve Seeley, and the cover is done by Steve Seeley. And basically, what this comic is about is what if all the world's bizarre secrets, what if they were real? And the existence would be debunked by a reality TV show, which is called Hoax Hunters. And basically, that's what they're trying to do, disapproving all this variety and figure out what's going on. It's kind of a weird cover with a whole bunch of crows coming out of an astronaut, but I believe that this is part of the comic. I'm not exactly sure, but it looks interesting. The artwork is pretty good from what I can see on the inside of the book, and it is an ongoing series. So I mean, I guess we'll see how this one turns out. So that's it, Hoax Hunters. And our next image, number 1, is... Hell yeah! That's right, this is the next image release. This one is obviously a number 1. And the release date on this comic is March 7th, and the cover price is $2.99. This story is done by Joe Keening. The art is done by Andre Simikowitz, and the colors are done by Jason Lewis, and we have letters done by Douglas E. Sherwood. This is kind of my highly anticipated number 1 coming out for Image Comics. I am definitely going to be trying this one out. The cover looks phenomenal. And the preview that I saw in here in this book looks very good too. And I will be showing you some pictures of this particular book, just because I think this might be something that might be something for you guys that are interested in to maybe check out, because this could be a big number 1 for Image Comics. This is obviously going to be an ongoing series, and the description here that I'm going to read to you, it says, 20 years ago, the first ever superheroes debuted without warning and forever altered our global culture. Now the generation born in their wake fight to claim their place in a world evolved beyond them. So, not too much of a description. They really don't want to give too much away, but to me, when I saw this cover and the title and the artwork that's inside, I definitely am signing up to get this one. Again, this comes out March 7th. The price point is good. It's $2.99, and it never hurts to check out a new book. Like I said, these number 1s, you never know which ones could be the next big thing. So with that being said, I'm going to show you some pics of this particular book that I got from CBR, and then we're going to move on to DC Comics and Vertigo. Okay, DC Comics. This is a miniseries, and the next one is called Night Force. This is 1 of 6. The price point is $2.99, and this release is on 3/7, obviously 2012. This one is written by Mark Wolfman, and the art is done by Tom Mandrake, and the cover is actually done by Leonardo Manco. This is a classic adventure series for the new millennium, and I'm reading this off of DC's thing, so DC's website, so you guys can get an idea of what this is. But there's a conspiracy under the way that's been going on for hundreds of years. One determined cop has unknowingly scratched the surface and suddenly finds himself summoned to Wintergate's manor. But this chilling menace may prove to be even wrong, too big even for Baron Winters. So, I don't know. It looks pretty cool. It's got this like big skeleton looking thing and some guy and some cheetah and some haunted house. It'll be interesting. Not sure what to get. Um, if you guys are interested, this is your thing. Go for it. I don't know if I'll be partaking in this adventure, especially since there's some other new comics that DC's coming out with. Um, Starting, I think it's in April now. We're getting the 6 new titles. So, but yeah, this is it. Night Force, 1 of 6. So pick it up if you're interested. So next, and I think that's the actual only one from DC. We're gonna move on to Vertigo. First off, from Vertigo, we have Fairest #1. This is due out on the March 7th. Price point $2.99. It is written by Bill Willingham, and the art is done by Phil Jimenez and Andy Lanning. There's a wraparound cover by Adam Hughes and a 1 in 10 variant cover by Phil Jimenez, however you say his name. This first off, when I looked at this reminds me of a Grimm's Fairy Tale type of book, but I guess Vertigo is kind of doing their own thing here. And basically, this is a new series starting the female fables, and it's balancing horror, humor, and adventure. And Fairest explores the secret histories of Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel, Cinderella, Snow Queen, Thumbelina, Snow White, Rose Red, and the others. So basically, that's what I see out of this. It's like a Grimm Fairy Tales, but maybe not so grim. Cover looks pretty. This might be something interesting if you're into this type of thing, or like, Grimm Fairy Tales, how they always told those old stories in the beginning, but with a horror twist on them. But yeah, March 7th, $2.99. Again, if you're interested, pick it up. Could be a good one for Vertigo. So next up we have the New Dead Warriors. Sorry about that, I got that one confused. This is a mini. It's a 1 of 8. This one comes out on March 28th, so it's not so really late in the month, and it's $2.99. This is kind of a weird comic, basically. Don't know too much of a description of it, but it's kind of like a horror type of thing, but supposedly it's not a zombie comic, and it's written by Dan Abnett, and the art cover is done by I.N.J. Colbert, and it's a 1 in 10 variant cover by Cliff Chang. So yeah, New Dead Wardians. I don't know if I'm checking it out. Weird looking cover, but we'll see. And I got one more left here for Vertigo, and it is Saucer Country #1. This is an ongoing series. It's written by Paul Cornell. The art and cover by Ryan Kelly, and there's a 1 in 10 variant cover by Sean Murphy. The release date on this particular comic is March 14th, and your price point is $2.99. And what this comic is about is Arcadia Alvarado is a leading Democratic candidate for President of the United States, but she says she was abducted by aliens. Interesting. Politics mixed with alien abduction. Can't wait to hear about this one. So if you're interested in Saucer Country by Vertigo, go ahead and pick it up at your local comic shop or order it. And again, March 14th, folks. So last but not least, we're going to move on to Marvel. And they got a decent amount of number ones. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 of them or so. So with that being said, let's move on to Marvel's The Avengers, Prelude, Furies, Road to the Avengers, whatever. This is a crazy name. Marvel's The Avengers, Prelude, Furies, Big Week, number 1. Good God, man. Can you make a longer title? Like, seriously, that is some crazy stuff right there. But basically, I guess this is like a tie-in to the movie. But this release on here is on March 7th, 2012. The price is $2.99. So yeah, if you're interested in the movie, which a lot of us all are, it's all about the Avengers these days. So basically, go pick this one up if you're interested. So, moving right along, we're going to go on to Age of Apocalypse. Basically, I don't have too much of a description on here for some reason. Marvel has kind of left it out. So, I did see some of the artwork on here. It's definitely different type of artwork. But this one is also $2.99, which is good for Marvel when you can find $2.99 books. And the release date on this one is also on March 7th. I know there was a previous Age of Apocalypse book that came out recently. So all your fans, all you X-Men fans out there, this might be one to pick up. Hopefully you're excited about it. I do like the cover. It's pretty. And with that being said, we're just going to keep moving along here. And we're going to move on to Avengers Assemble, issue number 1. That's right, folks. And this lovely comic here is going on sale March 14th. And our price point for this one is $3.99. Of course, why wouldn't it be $2.99? It's the Avengers. It has to be $3.99. But anyway, this is just in time for the movie. So in this particular issue of Avengers Assemble, it's the Avengers versus the brand new Zodiac. He's one of the greatest Avenger villains of all times. He's getting reinvented for the modern age, and just in time, of course, like I said, for the movie. So, with that being said, Avengers Assemble is probably going to be a pretty good one to pick up. And I also have a variant to show you. Yep, there we go. There's our variant. I like this cover a lot better. Not sure how much money that this variant is. It could probably be anywhere from 5 to 15, 20, or it could be one of those crazy ass expensive variants like $100. But if you want the original one, just the newsstand one, then go pay your $3.99 for it. But I'm sure that this book will be quite interesting to read. And with that being said, we're going to move on from Avengers Assemble to this new book. John Carter, the God of Mars. Cover actually looks really cool though. Artwork looks nice. Girl on it looks nice. The background, you can see there's like a couple moons there. But anyway, John Carter, the God of Mars. It's in issue 1, obviously. Your price point here is $2.99, which is decent, and your release date for this book will be March 21st. And the description that it gives, it's a classic Edgar Rice Burroughs tale comes to graphic life after 10 long years. Our glorious hero John Carter finally returns to Barsoom. Transporting planet to planet has his downsides as Carter finds himself in the Valley Dor, the land of the dead. Our hero may have faced Martian beasts, but can he handle Martian gods? I think this is the comic based off of that movie, right? That's on TV. I'm pretty sure that they've been showing uh, previews for. Now that it just comes to my head, based from Disney. So I'm pretty sure that that's what this is. So they're making a comic book off of it. But again, this one will be released on the 21st, and the price point is $2.99. So next we're going to move on to Daredevil issue 1. This one here is $2.99, and it goes on sale towards the end of March. It will be March 28th, 2012. I'm not a huge Daredevil fan. I never was. Nothing ever turns me on about Daredevil. But this cover does look nice, and it basically just goes into a description about Matt Murdock, and he's one of the finest attorneys, and a swashbuckling crime fighter, and discover the darkest secrets behind the first days in his costume. So basically we're going back to the early days of Daredevil, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, maybe it's kind of like a starting over point for Daredevil for new fans who want to get familiar with him and how he started and stuff like that. So it's a good idea. I might check it out and see what it's like. But this one will be out again on March 28th. So last but not least, and our whole bunch of number ones for the month of March, we go into the highly anticipated Avengers vs. X-Men number 0. That's right, folks. This is where it starts. Number 0. Marvel's going to drain all our money off of this series, guys. So, of course, they're going to start it off with the number 0. The price on this one is, of course, that's right, you guessed it, $3.99. The release date is March 28th, 2012. So it's not till the end of March. There's going to be a wraparound variant cover. So you got to pay more money for that. And this is the return of the Scarlet Witch. And what does it mean for the mutant messiah Hope? And there's 3 of the hottest names in the comics kick off the biggest event in Marvel history. And the art is tremendous. I do love this cover. This will be a good event, folks. I truly, truly, truly think that Marvel would not push this so hard, and if it wasn't going to be a good event. Last year we had Fear itself, and it was okay, and but this takes it to a whole other level, and I think this one will truly, truly kick DC's ass in sales for these next few months. So I'm sure all of us will be reading this and reviewing it and talking about it for months and months and months, and collecting all the tie-ins and spending lots of money. And that is why I myself is changing my pull list so I can read a lot of these titles that are coming up. So, of course, we will be all buying this one, Avengers vs. X-Men, issue number 0, again, being released on March 28th. And there you have it, folks, and that is the rundown and all the new number ones that is coming on for the month of March. And I hope I was able to help you make some decisions on maybe some number ones that you might be interested in to put on your pull list so you don't miss out, because you never know, you could miss out on the newest comic book out there, and that might be worth some money, and the greatest craze going on in the comic book world. So going over the list with you real quick on dates and titles, we will have from Dark Horse Rangemore, being released on March 21st. County Horror, Hell on Earth, being released on March 28th. From Image Comics, we have Saga, double-sized issue, being released on March 14th. Rebel Blood, miniseries 104, being released on March 28th. The Manhattan Projects, from Image, being released on March 7th. Hoax Hunters, number 0, being released on March 21st. And my number 1 pick from Image Comics, obviously, will be Hell Yeah, number 1, being released on March 7th. From DC, we have Night Force, miniseries 1 of 6, being released on March 7th. Vertigo Comics, we have Saucer Country being released on March 14th. Also from Vertigo, we have The New Dead Guardians, which is being released on the 28th. And finally from Marvel, we have Marvel The Avengers Prelude Fury's Big Week being released on March 7th. Next we have Age of Apocalypse being released also on March 7th. Avengers Assemble being released on March 14th. John Carter, God of Mars, I guess based off of that movie, being released on March 21st. Daredevil #1 being released on March 28th. And last but not least, Avengers vs. X-Men #0, the one that starts it all off, being released on March 28th, 2012. So guys, again, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this rundown of the new #1s. I'll be back with you next month to go over a whole bunch of other new #1s, and I'm sure there'll be a lot from DC coming for the month of April. So until then, this is Spider Slayer from Comic Book Corner signing off, and everyone, take care and thanks for watching.